Hey everyone, I wanted to do a video on how to apply glitter to your tumblers, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do it. The first one being showing you how to apply a chunky glitter with your Bright Tone from Crystalac. This is the cup that I did. My glitter is super flat and ready for my top coats, my Bright Tone top coat. So I'm excited about that. Whenever you get your glitter super flat, that just means less layers of the Bright Tone. So it's really important to get it super flat and get that glossy sheen sooner rather than later, right? So the second technique is kind of like the tack-it method without the tack-it. So I use the E6000 spray, which I showed in the video, but I want to show it again here. You can get this in the craft department, and I got the idea from Kelly and April, which I'm sure if you follow any of the Crystalac pages, you know who Kelly and April are. So they came up with this idea of using E6000 in place of the tack-it, and it works wonderfully. So the third technique would be ombre. Ombres can be difficult for people. Some people are really good at it. Some people, and everyone does it differently. There's no right or wrong. Well, I guess there is a wrong way. But there's a lot of right ways to do it. And I did 2. Was only planning on doing 1, but then I loved it so much I decided to do another one. So I did a video showing this one. It has the hot pink and the coral, and I use Mod Podge to apply this. And then I also did one with the couple colors of the purple. It's a really light purple up top and a more of a neon vibrant purple on the bottom. So those are the cups you'll be seeing videos on how to do following this little clip, and I hope it helps someone. And happy tumbling without epoxy. Whoop, whoop. Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to apply chunky glitter to your tumbler with Bright Tone. This cap is already sanded and primed. I primed it with Universal White with, I added a little bit of the red pigment in it to get it to be pink. And I'm going to be using this glitter here. I have no idea what it's called, but it came from Glitter Craze. So I'm just going to show you how I apply it. A lot of people have problems with it not laying flat, so I'm just going to show you how I do it. And hopefully it'll help someone. Normally whenever I'm applying glitter with Bright Tone, I will add Bright Tone a little bit thicker than normal, just so I have time to apply glitter to the entire cup before this coat dries. I don't want it dripping, but I do want it to be a little thicker than usual. I got a little extra up here on the side, so I'm just bringing it down to the bottom without adding any extra. And then I'm just going to brush it all to make sure it's totally covered. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take it off of the turner for a second. Actually, this glitter has not even been opened yet. Okay, taking it off. Just long enough to do the bottom, and then I'll put it back on to apply glitter to the sides. Alright, so So I dumped that on there pretty good. Now I'm going to do the top, and actually it looks a little bit dry in a spot already, so I'm going to just put a little Bright Tone on my finger, because I apparently didn't get it thick enough through here. What I love about Bright Tone is that it's water based, so if I get it on my skin, no problemo. Okay, so with Chunky Glitter, I don't pour it on, I sprinkle it on. Whenever you pour it on, you tend to have glitter that stacks on top of each other, and that's where you end up with a ton of lumps and bumps. So just lightly sprinkle it on. Oh my goodness, I need to turn my fan off. Blowing my glitter everywhere. Okay, so just sprinkle. I'm not holding it too close to my cup. I'm just kind of holding it up probably 3 to 4 inches above my cup and tapping the side of the bottle so it sprinkles out. Okay, so now I'm trying to go back up and hit some spots where I missed, fill in some holes. Okay, so I'm going to call that good. I'm going to tap just to get any excess to fall off, and then I'm going to put the excess here back into my bottle. And put that sheet of paper back under there because we will lose some more. Okay, so now that this is spinning, normally I would wait about 5 minutes for this to finish, or for it to spin, so the Bright Tone gets a little bit drier. But I'm going to go ahead and do it now so this video is not too long. So what I like to do is I start down at the bottom and I just tap it all the way around, and I kind of stay in one area and move upwards so I don't miss any spots. So I just tap all the way around with the finger. You'll end up with some on your finger, that's okay. If it doesn't want to stick to the cup, we don't want it anyways, because it'll just move around on the cup and end up causing problems or not laying down flat at some point anyway. So the only pieces you want on here are the pieces that are going to lay flat. It'll be better in the long run for your top coats. And since this is a little bit wet, it is sticking to my finger a little bit more. This is why I like to wait until it's kind of tacky instead of doing it when it's super wet. But, oh well, we'll be fine. So then I just wait, like there's a piece right here, it's sticking up. I'll tap it down and then don't forget to tap down the bottoms too. The bottom is actually a little bit drier, so this one will actually lay down a lot flatter than the edges right now. Okay, and that's all that I do. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's very sparkly because all the glitter is laying down. It's not sticking up. I always recommend going with the base coat that's similar to your glitter. This one is kind of like an opal but with a pink tint to it, so I decided to go with the pink base. So anyways, I hope that helps somebody. Hey everyone, I'm going to show you another way to add glitter to your tumbler. That's super simple, and it's similar to the Tack It method, but we're not going to be using the Tack It adhesive. We're going to actually just be using the E6000 spray. You can get this at Walmart in the craft department, and it's super easy, and it makes your glitter totally flat. I have my cup base coated with Universal White mixed with a couple drops of blue and a couple drops of green from their pigment line. And what I'm going to do is I actually already poured some of the E6000 into a little cup, and I'm going to brush it onto my cup. You don't need a whole lot, just enough to get it covered. Don't forget the bottoms. Once we get this applied, we're going to let it sit for a minute or so until it's tacky. It does dry pretty fast, so pretty much have to keep an eye on it the whole time. And I will just go, you can kind of see it separating, so I'm just going to take my brush and just go around it again, all the way around, to get it distributed over the entire cup again. And I'm just going to keep basically brushing it until I want to stop. I don't want big drips of it because I don't want it to, it'll take forever to dry if you keep the drips on there. So I'm just going to keep turning it and trying to get as much of that build up, especially here in this crack. I'm just going to go around it. Okay, I'm trying to keep brushing. Alright, so I can see up here towards the top it's already dried, so I'm just going to brush it really fast to get it all distributed again. And then I'm going to pour my glitter on top. Sorry if you can't see the cup. I'm literally just pouring the glitter on here like crazy because I'm trying to hurry. My husband just interrupted me, so it threw me off for a second. So I might have a couple dry spots on here. May have to do a second coat. That's okay. I'll just glitter his beard later. Okay, so just go around and get your cup covered as much as you can. And then, so we have that. Now you're going to take your finger and just, in circles, rub it around. I don't know if you can see the difference between this line and this line. I'm just going to do that all the way around. You see a difference? If If you have any bald spots afterwards, that's okay. You can do it again. Give your E6000 about 30 minutes to dry before you do the next coat. But just make sure you rub it down so it lays flat. Just like the Tack-It method, pretty much. Just with E6000 instead. Okay, so now I have this makeup brush that I got in my Ipsy bag or something, and it's really soft. You don't want to use a rough brush on this, otherwise you'll brush your glitter off. I'm just going to use this soft brush to wipe off the excess. Oh, don't forget to do the bottom. I almost forgot. You can really see where any spots that you forgot to rub down because it looks darker. That's okay, just take your finger and run over it again, and then you can just brush off the excess with your brush. This is such an easy way to get glitter on your cup and get it to be really flat. I love doing this, other than the mess, but that's okay. Okay, and as you can see, it's already shiny, and that's just because of how smooth it is. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to let this dry for 30 minutes. I'm going to do another one because I do have a couple little bald spots like here on the bottom. So I'll do another coat in about 30 minutes. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing. Brush the E6000 on, let it get tacky, do some glitter, rub it around, and then brush off the excess. And that's it. Hopefully you learned something. Okay, I'm back for the third glitter application. This one is going to be a hot pink and coral ombre. So on this I have spray painted and gassed off. I actually did a white layer of spray paint, and then I spray painted pink, and then I spray painted this orangey coral color. And I'm going to do this pretty quickly, hopefully. And I'm going to use Mod Podge. I recommend Mod Podge for anyone who is starting out doing ombres. And I also recommend sticking to like colors. Don't let white and black ombre be your first ombre. Getting those two colors to mix in the middle is really difficult. So start with like colors, and start with Mod Podge. Mod Podge is usually a little bit easier to work with because it doesn't dry as fast. However, the only downside to it is you have to get it completely smooth. You do not want any streaks or lumps or bumps left in the glue before you apply your glitter, because you will be able to see through it. So I like these little bottles from the Dollar Tree because I can just pour it on, and I'm just using a cheapy sponge brush. And you're just going to cover the entire cup. Don't go too thin with it, otherwise it'll dry way too fast. And I'm going to do the very bottom last, and I'll show you why in a minute. Make sure you get a good layer with the whole thing. If it goes on too thin, it'll dry before you can even blink. So just get it on there fairly thick, but not so thick that you're gonna have lumps all over the place. There's a weird lip up here on this cup that is probably going to not want to work with me, but that's okay. Alright, so here I go with the glitter. I'm going to start at the top and just go all the way around. I should have put my cup on a football. Okay, so now that I have the line all the way across the top, I'm going to slant my cup, pull my glitter up higher, and just tap it until it falls to the center. This one is Recollections glitter from Michaels. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to, the reason why I left this dry is so I could do this number. Alright, I just stuck my thumb right there, so I'm gonna go back over that with some Mod Podge. Alright, so I'm going to set this piece of paper to the side. And I'm going to bring it over a clean sheet. And I'm going to do the same with this, but I'm going to start my line over here at the bottom. Okay, and now I'm going to tilt my cup the other way, pull my glitter up some, and start sprinkling it so it falls towards the center of the cup. I'm having a hard time holding this. I do see some spots that we'll have to go back over that dried a little bit too fast, but that's okay. I went a little bit thinner than I normally would. Okay, so there we have it. There's my dry spot right there. I'll probably touch it with my hand or something. So there we have it. We don't have a straight line. It's pretty blended there, which is great, and that's what you're looking for. Since I have two colors of glitter on here, I will want to seal this in the end. So what I'll do is I'll spray E6000 glitter glue on here, and it'll help keep the pink up here and the coral down here, and you won't have any issues with mixing. I think I'll go ahead and do the bottom real quick, just so you can see. I just like to do the bottom last so I can use the bottom to tap it, especially since I didn't put it on a football. Putting it on a football would have been way easier to turn it and whatnot. I'm just getting right up here on the edges. Okay, and then just get those big lumps off of there and pour. And that's all there is to it. I hope that helps somebody with their ombres in the future. I know that can be a pain in the butt, so hopefully that helps. Bye. Okay, here's how I do my ombre This just has not extreme protection. This has a universal white mixed with some pigments to give me the purple color. I'm just gonna put Mod Podge on all the way around. Kind of thick so it doesn't dry too fast. I'm gonna go around it again just to make sure nothing has dried and I don't have any of these crazy lumps. My lovely lady lumps. Okay, so this cup is short, so hopefully I can get a good ombre on it. Alright. I'm going to do the top first, and I'm just going to do a line of glitter at the top without making a huge mess, at least I hope. Okay, and then I'm going to tilt my cup like this and pull my glitter way up here, and I'm still going to be like tapping it in that same line and just let it fall downwards towards the center of the cup. I'll probably have to do 2 coats on this just because this glitter is so light I can see those streaks through it. Okay, I didn't do the bottom of the cup so I could do this. So I could lock it, or to knock it. Okay, so I'm going to move that paper out of the way. Bring this one down here. I'm just going to go back over the edges right here where it's dried up already. Try to smooth it out some. And then I'm going to do another line. All the way around. And I'm going to tilt my cup and kind of put my glitter in that line again and just let it fall in the tilt. That's how I get my ombres. So now I'll do the bottom. And there it is.